Welcome to the Be Real Podcast. We're growing, giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves gratitude, because this healing shit is not for the motherfucking weak. Look, y'all, this is my song for the week. Truth is, I'm tired. Truth is, I'm tired. I'm tired. I am tired. But I'm still showing up. I've just had so much going on. I was just in Miami last weekend, investing in myself, trying to further the podcast, turn my hobby into a business. Then I'm turning around going to Houston for my friend's birthday. And it's just kind of like, oh, Jesus, I just got a lot going on. I am last minute. I'm a procrastinator. And it's just like, girl, you need to get your shit together. And so I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just doing a whole bunch of last minute stuff, and I'm not really happy with how I've been moving. But this has always been a thing that I do. You know, if you like a last minute person or you're a procrastinator, I work good under pressure, but at the same time, it's like I need to get my shit together. Is that you? Are you like that? Because that's me, and that's how I'm feeling today. I literally gotta go get on the plane at 7:00 in the morning, and I'm here recording the episode so I can drop on Tuesday. But so let's talk about. I always say to talk about a win when I have my solo episode. So I feel like a win for me this week was that I actually went to a conference or a summit for my podcast where I was able to learn different strategies that different successful podcasters actually implemented to get to a successful place in their life where their podcast is generating revenue and bringing in business, and they just get to be them based off their personality. So that was great to go to. I had to say intentions when I first went because I don't know, I'm just trying to become more intentional, and yeah. And so I set intentions to try to network more because I'm not really a networker, you know? Like, I really don't like I'll talk to you, but I might not talk to you. Like, I really don't care to, or it's not I don't really care to. I'm just not a networker. Like, I like being to myself. Like, people like introvert. I am an introvert, but I'm an extrovert around people that I'm really comfortable with. But I actually did network with at least about like 10, 11 people. I started conversations, which is really new for me. Well, no, it's not new. It's just uncomfortable for me because I will talk to somebody. It's just uncomfortable. So yeah, that's my win for my week. I went to the podcast summit. I invested in myself, and I actually networked with individuals. Oh, and I actually recorded an episode while I was down there too with another podcaster. So I think the name of his podcast is High. I don't even want to mess up his podcast. I think it's High Real Life. It's something like that, but y'all gonna see it. But yes, I recorded a podcast. But this week we are going to be talking about my job, y'all. My job is doing layoffs. So y'all know my backstory is it was a minute where I didn't actually have a job. And it was kind of like it was eye-opening for me at first. You know, when you first get hit with a dagger, it's kind of like, damn, like, why me type of, you know. And then, like, I had to get out of that why me victim mindset and be like, all right, what's the action steps? Like, what are we going to do to get out of this? Like, what's the solution? You know, I couldn't sit in my sorrow. Now, old me would have sat in my sorrow, but since I had a daughter, I couldn't sit in my sorrow. And so to get hit with the same dagger, like a year and a half later. So backstory, my company sent out an email probably like, was it a week ago? Like, hey, basically, we over budget and we gotta let some people go because we can't be over budget. And you know, like, when you've been through something, like, for example, like when a nigga cheat on, when you done dealt with a nigga that done cheated on you, and then you see a nigga moving the same way, like you dealing with a different nigga and he moving the same way, it puts a different anxiety in you, you know? Like your heart gets a bumping fast. It's just a different, you know, you get that same feeling because it's like, dang, I done been here before. And so I was feeling like that when I got that email. And so, like, I did get a little bit of anxiety. Oh, no, I got a lot of anxiety. I was scared because I do have things that I'm working on in the background that requires me to have a full-time position or to have some type of income coming in for me to successfully complete that process. And so I'm like, dang, God, like, I'm trying to do something. And then, like, dang, you didn't hit me with that dagger again. And so for a while, I just was trying not to deal with it. And I look a mess, y'all, but y'all gotta take me as I am. But for a while, it's kind of like I was trying not to deal with it. Like, you know how you be putting something off because it's like, I don't even want to look at it. That's what I was doing. Like, after I got the email, I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. It wasn't whatever, but it was just kind of like, I was just thinking the worst, basically. And then I had my homegirl that's on the team, and she was like thinking the worst because she got twins, and she calling me with the worst. And so I'm like, she making my anxiety worse than what it is. And so I'm just thinking about all the what ifs. Like, what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that. But I actually got a chance to sit down and, like, what is it called? I actually got a chance to sit down and, like, release. So releasing is something that I'm really understanding is a big part of my process. And so I got on the airplane and I started to journal. And usually I go to sleep, but I really knew I had to release the heaviness before I went to the podcast summit to actually be able to focus. And so I journaled, and, like, the revelation that God showed me was, like, it's going to be bad in every situation. And so it's going to be good and bad in every situation. And so I was writing to him how I was feeling about the layoffs and the job, like, just bringing it on us and, like, saying we over budget. And then I was talking to him about how it played out last time. And I actually made a list, you know, like off of, what was that movie, How to Get Married? How to Get Married by Tyler Perry. They was like, I think the friend was telling her, like, make a list of all the good things he do and list of all the bad things he do. And if the good outweigh the bad, stay. But if the bad outweigh the good, leave. And so I wasn't thinking about that in this moment, but I did decide to write outcome, like, of all the good things that happened when I lost my job versus all the bad things that happened. And all the good things was outweighing the bad. And so it had gave me a sense of peace. And I'm like, I feel like people hold on to so much stuff. Like, you know, like, you keep it all in your brain. And, like, I'm an overthinker. So if I keep it all bundled up in my brain, I'm not going to, like, all I'm going to do is worry myself every day, all day, every day. And so it was good for me to release and actually journal that information so that I could feel lighter, because if not, I was going to feel heavy. Because let's be honest, like, I have responsibilities. I have my daughter. Like, I have somebody that I got to provide for. I got the podcast. Like, I'm just starting to be consistent and get things going. Like, I don't want to have to take a step back because of financial reasons. Like, I'm at such a good place financially. I don't want to have to make certain decisions to that it affect the things that I really want to do, you know? And so going back to what I was saying, like, when I released after I journaled, I felt so much better. Like, I felt so much better. I felt lighter. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired, so I'm losing my train of thought. But I had wrote down the good and the bad. But in that moment, it made me realize that it made me shift my mindset. That's what I was trying to say. It made me shift my mindset from, oh my God, my job is having layoff. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh my God, I'm fucked. I can get, like, God gonna have me regardless. Like, if I get laid off or I don't, I'm gonna be good regardless. Like, I'm gonna know how to get through this regardless. Like, I done been here before, like, and God came through, so you're gonna be good. And when I started to lead with that mindset, it's not like the anxiety went away, but I was not as focused on it. And so, like, I had started doing a regimen every morning. At first, I tried to stay busy so I wouldn't think about it. And every day I would wake up in the morning, I would just play gospel music, just to like lean into like, God, look now, I need something. Like, gospel music bring me peace. So like, the gospel music was helping me start my day in a positive note, not start thinking negative, you know, all of that riffraff. And so, by the grace of God, we were supposed to get our calls this week if you got laid off. And guess who didn't get a call? Guess who didn't get a call? I didn't get a call. And I'm just so thankful because, like, of course I can bounce back from anything. Of course I'm capable of it. But who always want to bounce back? Who always want to figure it out? You know, like, I just didn't want to, but it also did make me appreciate the things that I take for granted. Like, I appreciate my job, but it's also like you always need to keep learning. Like, I should be honing in on my skills in my job continuously too. Like, I should, you know, you don't always want to show up mediocre. So when times do happen like that, I'm not saying if you do show up outstanding that you're going to be able to keep your job, but it makes you be like, it makes you stand out, you know? So it made me like go back to that day where it was kind of like, okay, I got this. I've been praying for this. You know how you pray for something for God and then you start taking it for granted. Like, I ain't been on no routine, nothing like that. So it just kind of made me be like, okay, let me get on my shit. Let me get back on my shit. Like, not only with my podcast, even though I've been slipping with that too, but it's like, let me get back on my shit with my job. So I feel like, I don't know if God was just trying to ruffle my feathers or what, but he definitely ruffled my feathers. But I'm just proud of how I handled the process, because I could have handled the process very bad, or I could have been very emotional about the process. And it wasn't like emotions wasn't involved, but I was just so confident in me. Well, I was more confident in God, but I was confident in me and God, because we a team. And I was confident that I was gonna get through it regardless. And so, like, my message for this week is like, whatever you're going through, because I feel like we all go through stuff. I feel like changes always happen. Something is gonna always come up. How are you dealing with it? Like, are you sitting with it? Are you keeping it heavy? Like, is it heavy on you? Are you overthinking it? Are you continuously just letting it, like, you know, just be heavy on you? You know how you just feel like you can't even sleep because you overthinking everything. Let's start to try to be more grateful. Let's start to look at the good things that God has placed in our life and not take it for granted. Because I feel like I was at that point in my life a little bit. I was taking some stuff for granted. And don't ever get too comfortable. I feel like I was getting a little bit too comfortable. But know also that you can get through anything. Like, after you done been through so much and you bounce back after so much, after so many people have doubted you, after some people didn't talk shit and still talk shit to this day, it's like, it's times like this where it's like, I can get through any motherfucking thing. Like, anything. Like, it ain't nothing that I can't get through, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like God kind of put me more in beast mode, because it's kind of, I didn't go into the what is that called? The why me victim mentality. And I feel like it's easy to go into that mentality and start feeling sorry for yourself. But it's just like, for the girl that used to go into that why me mentality, that why me victim mentality, I did not do that. And I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of me, because I'm actually starting to use my tools that I've learned from my life coach. And they're actually working, and I'm applying them, and I'm more confident, you know? when you come from a place where you haven't been confident, or you always come from a victim mentality and feeling sorry for yourself, or like I would have blamed myself, like, oh, if I did get laid off, I would have blamed myself, me. But if I would have got laid off today, it would have been like all right, what's the game plan? Like, okay, we done been here before, like we applying to 10 jobs a day. Who was my connections? Let me reach out to my connections, resources. It would have been like I'm about to get back to it. Or it would have been like, do I want to go back to a job, or is it all money in, But I feel like it comes with experience. It comes with time. But I'm just so happy because I'm way more confident. Like, I'm way more confident in me. I'm way more confident in my ability. Is there times that, like, things that I still need to work on within myself? Yes. But, like, I'm way more confident in me. Like, can't nobody tell me, like, I can't get through nothing. Like, I can get through anything. Now, death is still hard for me, but like I feel like I still can get through that, and I still have my process with that, but I feel like I can get through anything. And so I know this week it's like I kind of showed up, and I'm gonna be honest with myself, and I'm gonna just be transparent. I am in a place where I am trying to turn my business from a hobby to a business. I started this just one day, like this is something on my heart. I wanted to start a podcast. I just picked up my phone and I started it. And then this year I'm like, okay, I need to take it more serious. So I'm like, okay, let me get a videographer. So they can help me so I can actually show up and be consistent. And I've been doing it, but I've still been slacking. And so like I don't plan like I should. I don't plan out my episodes like I should. I don't always know what days I'm gonna record. And I'm a mom, but it's like it's something that I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in this podcast. I'm investing in my brand. I don't always post my clips like I'm supposed to do. I fall short on a lot of things with my business, and today is one of those days that I feel like I'm falling short, but I'm not gonna beat myself up because it's kind of like I know what I need to do, but I just got too much shit going on. But I'm actually gonna sit down when I come back from out of town. But the reason I'm saying that is I'm talking about my job and everything that happened with my job. It was just kind of like, and I feel like even me sitting here today, I feel like I didn't show up the way that I wanted to today, but I also was not going to not show up. Like I want to continue to be consistent, even on the days where I don't know what I'm doing or the days I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm giving myself grace, but I'm also still holding myself accountable. I need to do better. I need to stop doing this procrastination shit. I need to stop not planning because it's going to keep me in the same space. I'm not going to get to the place that I want to be if I keep on treating my business like it's a hobby. So please give me grace this week when it comes to our episode, because I did have a lot going on. In other weeks I haven't had a lot going on and I still showed up and I didn't put my full effort into it. But I'm trying. I'm going to get better. And I appreciate everyone that still rocks with me, even on the days where you probably like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I'm talking right now and I'm saying everything I'm saying, but it's really just like coming off the dome. Like I'm just saying how I'm feeling. And I don't know some weeks what topics I'm going to talk about, but I'm happy for everybody that still shows up and embraces my process with me, because I'm still learning me. I'm still learning what the podcast will look like. I'm still learning what Be Rare means to me. Some days it changes. Some days I don't. No, it's been the same. It just grows with me, and I'm always growing. So sometimes it does change, but no, I really do appreciate y'all for real. And if you're watching this episode, please don't forget to leave a review in Apple or Spotify, and then leave a comment on the YouTube videos. But before I end this episode, I really want y'all to know, like, you can do anything you put your mind to. And I don't know why, but it's like God is telling me to say a quick prayer before we end this podcast. And I ain't never prayed. And it's just like, okay, God, let me do my little prayer then. Let me do my 1-2. And it'd be hard for me to like talk about God and show up and say like, oh, God has done this in my life and God has done this because I do drink. I don't smoke. I do sometimes engage in what's that, adultery? Is that the word? Is that adultery? Is sex adultery? Yeah, I do sometimes engage in adultery from time to time. Like, I'm not perfect, but God still accepts me for who I am. So it'd be hard to like bring up God because it's like I feel like the picture I've been painting is like if you talk about God, you got to be perfect and you can't really do the things that I show on the internet. But I'm me and God accepts me for me. So yeah. Look, we're gonna pray even with the things that I'm trying to work on because yeah, I'm gonna work on me. I'm a work in progress. But let's say a good prayer because we're gonna have a good week this week. We are not gonna let the week defeat us. We're not gonna let life beat our ass. We're gonna, if life is trying to knock us the fuck out, we are not going down without a fight. So let's just go ahead and bow our heads. Bow your heads. Don't be rude. Bow your head. And let's say a good prayer. God, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I want to thank you for my videographer, my friend that helps me and makes this possible every week. But I want to pray for everybody that's watching the show right now. I want them to know that they are able to do anything that they're able to put their mind to. The visions that you gave them is possible. Let them know they need to stop procrastinating and take their vision serious because it's somebody else that's waiting on them to take their vision serious so that they know that it's possible. God, I just want to thank you for everything. This is a quick prayer, but I just want y'all to know like this is going to be a great week. Invest in yourself. Don't forget the power that you have within. And yeah, amen. We're gonna conclude the podcast on that. I love y'all. Be rare, be authentic, be you. Bye.